because I'm a little bit motivated right now because, I listened to LK's video. I listened to Blue Bud video. I listened to a couple of other people videos about this particular subject. I've been ahead of the curve on these type of things and keeping it real and being true to myself when it came to critiquing certain fighters. One thing about me, I call it right down the middle. I assess everybody, and I try to be as fair and non-biased as possible. Now, I heard that Terrence Crawford missed today's press conference with Sean Porter because the fight is a week and some change away. You got to keep it real. I think that's unprofessional of Bud to do that. But, I'm not going to make it look like this is the worst thing that ever happened in the world because I'm not going to go overboard because at the end of the day, there's people that just want any reason to criticize Bud no matter what because they're too big of fanboys of one particular boxer or another. But Teddy Atlas broke down the Canelo Caleb Plant fight, and he broke down how he basically was just saying that Canelo isn't that good to him. And that's pretty much what he was saying in retrospective. Just was saying Canelo isn't that. Look, at the end of the day, we can't admit that Canelo has took shortcuts. Now, I want to say this, and I want to make this very clear. Stick to the subject. Do not bring up nobody else, because ain't nobody trying to hear that. Don't bring up nobody else. Don't bring up you know who. Do not try to bring up 50-0. Like I said, as good as Canelo is, Canelo has took shortcuts. Because, yes, he is undisputed. He has all the belts, but he did not win all of those belts in the ring. And he has a history of getting awarded belts without actually getting in the ring. I say this again. Canelo is a very good fighter. He is. I would be a liar if I said he wasn't a good fighter, but he has took shortcuts. And he's had a lot of advantages. And Teddy Atlas spoke on this stuff. That when you fight Canelo, you're not going to get a decision against him. And I think that's one of the main things that bother people. If you look how fights were scored, the only fight that I could seriously say that Canelo, where that fight was scored correctly, was the Daniel Jacobs fight. Most of the people had Canelo winning that fight 7-5. That's how I scored it, but I felt Daniel Jacobs let a couple of rounds get away from him. That if he would have been a little bit more aggressive, it might have put him in a position to at least get a draw or possibly a decision. But, Daniel Jacobs fought like a guy that was just there to get a big paycheck. He was paid exceptionally well for the Canelo fight. You draw your own conclusion. But you've just heard a lot of different things about Canelo behind the scenes. And whether you like it or not, he will forever be on record for being caught for, PED use. You can holler about, well, this happened, that happened, and he's on record. And to a certain degree, he got a slap on the wrist. That's fact. But the thing that bothers me, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to say this again, if you don't like what I have to say about your particular fighter, then just don't come on here. For real. Every channel is not going to praise your particular fighter. And I'm gonna get to a lot of different fighters too. Well, a few. I remember back in the day when I, first got on YouTube. As I said before I saw how ugly YouTube could be, when I was getting, flooded with all these racial attacks and all these disrespectful remarks, and I'll still get them, which I don't really trip off of them. I'll just block the person, or I may clap back. But I remember when I first got on here, you would hear people, in particularly, going in very hard on black fighters. And if you look at the names, most of those names would probably be Hispanic people. I think they were the roughest, or should I say most disrespectful, when it came to content. And like I said before, they thought it was sweet until I started clapping back. Then all of a sudden, I got villainized. I got called this, which it don't bother me. It's all good. But like I said, I was ahead of the curve on a lot of different things. When everybody was praising Triple G, saying how good he was, and making it look like he was on the verge of being the GOAT, which I never saw it. I would watch this guy's fights, and I would look at his fighting style. I would study him, and I would look at how he fights, and I was like, okay, this dude only can fight certain type of fighters. If you stand in front of him, and then he got built up like this, like he was just this monster, like this unstoppable force. And I think to a certain degree, a lot of the fighters was even buying into it, because HBO was just hyping this dude up so much. And I was hearing a lot of these content creators hyping him up. And I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Me and Ticket TV was one of the very few people that just didn't see what everybody was seeing in Triple G. I didn't see it. I made a prediction, and like I said, I got criticized, I got attacked, I got called the N-word, I got called a hater, I got called a racist, I got called every type of name you could think of. But I kept saying, and I made a prediction. I said Triple G is fighting a whole bunch of nobodies. This dude is fighting car salesmen, Foot Locker workers, morticians. He wasn't fighting the best competition out there. But then, as Deontay Wilder is coming up in the ranks, they were always talking negative about Deontay. Oh, Deontay Wilder is fighting bums. And then I was looking at, well, who is Triple G fighting? But they loved him. And I saw it right there. I just did not see it in this dude. I made a prediction. I said as soon as 160 started to get stacked, that he wasn't going to try to fight the best guys out there. And he was going to start ducking them. Soon as Demetrius Andrade came up there, Triple G refused to fight him. Soon as Charlo came up there, Triple G refused to fight him. And the only reason why he fought Canelo is because he knew that it would resonate to big paydays. And then he saw that Canelo was a smaller guy, and he thought he could beat up on Canelo. And Canelo did give him 2 competitive fights. A lot of people thought that Triple G won both of those Canelo fights. I mean, I didn't. I thought Canelo won both of those fights. But nevertheless, when I was talking about Triple G, I went through a whole bunch of criticism. I was one of the only ones, and I'm sorry. People can take it however they want. But I remember a lot of people was praising Triple G. I didn't think he was that good. And my point was proven. Because after the Daniel Jacobs fight that Triple G had with him, which was life and death, which he barely won. Me, myself, I thought Daniel Jacobs did enough to get the W. But he didn't win. They gave it to Triple G. But the point that I'm making is, you guys love black content creators when we critique black fighters. As long as we don't critique a non-black fighter, it's all good. You're quiet. You don't have the same energy. But when we say something about Lomachenko, here you come. When we say something about Canelo, here you come. When we say something about Triple G, here you come. If we criticize the new weight, here you come. Now, with that, I have to be fair. I have had people criticize me for the situation with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. And I gotta say this, and I'm gonna make this very clear. I don't hate Errol Spence. I have nothing against Errol Spence, but some of his fanboys act like Triple G fanboys. There was this thing, a lot of people got mad at me and they have attitudes against me, which I don't give a shit, because they want me to praise and worship the ground that Errol Spence walks on. And they get attitudes about it. And you can, and sometimes you can just tell by people's demeanor, but I don't care. I'm going to continue to say what I want to say. And here's the thing. Yeah, I've defended Andre Ward, but I've also criticized Andre Ward too. And one thing about me, I didn't get mad at people who criticize Andre Ward when they talk to me or tried to text me, have an attitude like I'm personally invested in this. I didn't have no problem. You can say whatever you want to say about Andre Ward. You can say whatever you want to say about Terrence Crawford. I didn't get mad when people criticized Terrence Crawford, but what happened was a lot of people got mad at me because I would defend Terrence Crawford, because there were some people that wanted me to follow this script and this narrative where they wanted to play Errol Spence as the good guy and Terrence Crawford as the bad guy. Terrence Crawford, a black man who don't mess with black media, and they wanted me to push that line, and I didn't do it. So some people got mad at me. They have animosity towards me, but I want to say, if you're listening, I don't care. Life goes on. You don't want to hear my voice? Hey, block me. Real talk. You got a problem with what I say? Block me. Or maybe I should fix it, because I kind of can feel the tension. I'm one of them dudes I can feel when there's bad blood in the air, but that's okay, because I'm still going to say what I want to say. If you that bothered by what I have to say about your precious Errol Spence, then that's fine. But I feel the tension. But that's what was going on. People wanted me to follow a script, and I wasn't going to vilify Bud for the sake of like trying to big up Errol Spence. And that's fine. If Errol Spence listening and he don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I'll live with it. I will be fine. But they wanted me to follow that script. And that's why a lot of niggas call themselves turning on me, making they little fake threats behind the scenes that they don't think that I know they made. I'm not complex. And like I said, dude, I know what you said. And I know you still listening. Yeah, I know what you said. And that's why a lot of people started having attitudes towards me, because they wanted me to follow that script. And then they wanted me to follow a script about Kenny Porter, which I refused to do. And when I checked out Kenny Porter for myself, I saw he wasn't the person that people tried to portray him as. Been to the man's house, then ate with the man, then congregated with the man. So, and that's what happened. And that's why a lot of people call themselves turning on me and having an attitude with me. But that's okay. I've always been a lone wolf when it came to certain situations. I ain't got no video. I just already know what was going on. Which I don't be worried about people sneak dissing. I don't care about that. I do not care about that shit. Because unlike some people, I go to fights. I'm always going to fights. And people know what I look like. So it's not, no, you know what I'm saying? It's not a secret what I look like. But yeah. But that's what's been going on with me. And people had attitudes about that. So people were sitting up there making a little sneak diss videos and, you know, making videos about the sneaker reviews and all that kind of stuff. Dude, trust me, I invest my money. And here's the thing about me. I didn't marry into no money. Everything that I got on my own. And if you got a complex about your height and who you married to, that's on you. And your blackness, that's on you. And like I said before, I know what you said. And it's going to be addressed sooner than later. And I mean, if you feel in some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, you believe in your hands, I believe in my hands too. But I'm just keeping it real. So I've always been fair when it came to critiquing everybody. And like I said, I didn't take it personal when people said stuff about Andre Ward and all that kind of stuff. I defended it, but I didn't take it personal because people had a right to say what they wanted to say. But when you get people that unjustly like push a narrative on somebody, yeah, I did have a problem with it. And when you go somewhere doing something and you cause people they press credentials over a fake narrative that you was trying to do, then yeah, I do got a problem with it. So yeah, I'm gonna address all this shit like I keep saying, like for real. But I wanted to get that out there because I just wanted to let homeboy know I know what he was saying behind the scenes. I always knew, and I also knew about the other shit that you tried to do too, where you tried to sabotage me with two people, where you tried to sabotage me with a trainer, and you tried to sabotage me with trying to fuck off my press credentials. And so, you know, it's cool. But let me get back to the Canelo thing. I want to make this very clear to Canelo fans. Don't watch black content creators just only to watch them praise and kiss the pinky ring of your favorite fighter. But then when they say something, you call them a hater. There is no fighter that's off limits. Doesn't matter if he's black, doesn't matter if he's white, doesn't matter if he's Italian, doesn't matter if he's Asian. If I criticize him, I'm gonna criticize him. Don't catch feelings, don't get super emotional, don't get super sensitive, and like, what's up with the name calling? And I didn't recognize a lot of you dudes. I remember certain names. When I say something good, oh, this is a great video, this is a great video. So does I say something, oh man, you're a hater, you're a hater. Oh, you're a racist. Like, dude, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Like I say, you never have nothing to say. You never have nothing to say when I criticize a black fighter. And that's for you so-called non-black fans of my channel. You don't hear, you don't keep the same energy. But like I say, as soon as I say something about Triple G, Canelo, Lomachenko, any fighter that's not black, then here you come. So here's the thing. I'm really gonna start naming names, and I'm gonna start like writing your names down, and I'm gonna start putting you on blast when you do that. Because like I said, I got a good memory, and I recognize y'all. I recognize a lot of y'all handles. So I'm just keeping it a buck, and I'm just gotta let that be known. And then when I was thinking about what Teddy Atlas said. Teddy Atlas' critique of Canelo is very fair. But here's the thing about Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas has criticized every fighter, all walks of life. I don't like to use that word expert because there's really technically no such thing as an expert. You can have a lot of knowledge of something, and Teddy Atlas has a lot of knowledge of boxing. I noticed when Teddy Atlas criticizes non-black fighters, nobody comes after him. Nobody never makes videos saying Teddy Atlas is racist. Same thing with Paulie Malignaggi. Teddy Atlas flat out has said Manny Pacquiao has used PEDs. And so has Paulie Malignaggi. But when the black content creators hints it, oh, you're a hater. Oh, you're being racist. You're jealous. Jealous of what? Jealous of what? That doesn't, I mean, things I ever heard. Jealous. Well, jealous of what? I'm waiting for somebody to explain to me, what am I jealous of? Like I said, it's always a problem when we do it. And I'm serious. Don't bring your ass on here when I criticize a non-black fighter trying to talk shit. But then when I criticize a brother, then you silent or you say this is a great video. Have the same energy all around. Just got to keep it real. Because like I said, I'm just totally different from who I was a year ago. Because like I said, at the end of the day, the only good thing that came out of this terrible situation that's transpired over the last year and a half is I got to see who was real, who was fake. That is just the honest to God truth. All these, you know what I'm saying? All these super militant black dudes, all of a sudden, now they trying to act, you know, now they on some different stuff. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. That's just real talk. Fighter is off limits. No matter what